All right, so getting a late start to all the minerals here in Ohio. Um, Had an injury this spring, so I had to get some surgery, as you can see on my shoulder here. So I've been down. Got all the Kansas stuff in because I was able to get that before the surgery. But back in Ohio now, I'm finally able to get out and do some stuff. And just it's May, so it's still not too late. But I usually have the stuff in by now. I just wanted to show you a mineral site that I'm getting ready to set up and what I look for on. Here's the stuff I have. Obviously, I always like to put a rock or a mineral block, something, then some kind of granular. Obviously, Lucky Buck works good because it has a great aroma. I've used other products, just something to attract a deer. Battery powered hedge trimmers are awesome. You can use them for cutting grass, you can use them for cutting branches. I mean, just everything. It's super handy. So if you don't have one, I suggest getting one. And then this is just called a hand tiller. It actually works great for breaking up the ground, which you really want to do so that the granular mineral drops in. So this setup here, so got this field edge, the edge of obviously it's going to be a big planted bean field, I'm pretty sure, and the deer like to work this edge. So setting up on the edge, you always want to make sure that you are not facing your camera directly into the rising morning sun, which is that way, or the setting sun, which is over that way. So I got it facing basically due south, so we don't have a sunlight glare. Another thing I look for is I like to try to get it near water if possible. So we got just a small little creek line that runs down through this little hub center, and just I've always found that mineral sites near water work great. And we got a deer trail coming through there, going right down through, and they're just gonna walk this edge. So I'm gonna set the camera up, or the minerals I'm gonna probably put right about here. Camera, we're just gonna mount right on that tree right there, and I'm pretty sure this will produce good. I'll probably go ahead and cut this branch off because it'll start catching wind, moving. Probably set that camera off a good bit that I'm doing. So this camera, during the summer months I turn a lot of my cell cameras off right at the end of winter, basically when season's over. Run so many cells that save some money, you got to shut them down. But this year, some of my models that aren't HD necessarily, but they're high megapixels, they take really good pictures, save it to the SD card. Since they're deactivated, I'm just going to use those as a lot of my SD cams for the summer. So, you know, instead of having to go out and buy a ton of just SD cams, you can utilize your cell cameras in the off season too. Just use them as SDs, you know. So there's something you can do to save money, because the more cameras you get out, the higher odds you're going to have of finding that big buck. So another thing I just thought of while I was setting that camera up is I went to the LTE selection in the camera as I was going through setting the settings, and that LTE setting I disabled. I did that so that it's not trying to search for a cell cam signal the whole time, because that will obviously kill your batteries if it's constantly trying to grab signal when it's not even hooked up to the plan right now. So I disabled the LTE option, so that should eliminate that. We'll check this. The reason also I'm trying these ones in Ohio is because I live here and it's simple enough for me to come and check this camera. I didn't do this with any of the Kansas ones in case there was an issue. Obviously that's not easy for me to, you know, go 25 minutes down the road and check camera. So I guess that's it. Now we are going to mineral site worked up. Let's see if I can set this on something. So this thing. see that did an awesome job for breaking up that soil real quick. Take the rock, depending on how far the camera is away. Sometimes I'll put it on the camera side because that one I feel is kind of far away. Sometimes I'll put it on the back side, but between the rock and the minerals, it should do great. Then this thing. Pretty good. Probably shaking the camera a little bit, but I'll break it off back here. The thing works awesome. I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, that's almost a 3/4 inch diameter stick. It'll chew right through them. The reason I cut that stuff is it just catches the wind. A lot of times it'll set your camera off, so try to cut as much as you can.